Hi everyone, it's Kathy, the Backyard Stamper. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I have had a super busy couple of weeks. My parents are selling their house, and I have been working every waking moment to help them pack and store their belongings. They are moving to an independent apartment in an assisted living facility, which means they have their own place, but they can partake in all the activities that those kind of facilities offer. So really good for them. And so that's why I have not been able to be in my craft room. So I am very glad to be here, and I have a super good project for you guys tonight. We did in mystery stamping, we did this, made this gift bag, and I'm going to show you a couple of new spin-offs when I combine that with the Paper Pumpkin from April of 2026 Lakeside Retreat. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera down, and I got just a couple of announcements to make, and then we will get crafting. All right, so if you're new to my channel, you can sign up for my newsletter here. And if you have any questions, my email is kathy@backyardstamper.com. And if you like any products that you see tonight, I would love it if you shop with me, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net. And I'm going to show you some goodies that you might want to get. So let me just make sure I can see the comments. I can see that on my other device. Okay, June's product of the month. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know I love animal stamp sets, and this one, you know, fills my cup. We've got the Highland cow, we've got a snail, we've got a koala, a penguin, some checkerboard. I love that to make for background stamping, and then some cute sentiments and party hat. So cute. And here's a sample card that Stampin' Up has on their website, and has the gangs all there getting ready to celebrate. So the way the product of the month works is you can order the June, you can purchase the June product of the month for only $5 when you place a $75 order. So when you're on my website and you're shopping and you're filling your cart, there's a little scroll bar across the top that tells you how close you are to hitting the eligibility to add it to your cart, and then you actually have to add it. So it will prompt you to click here and then to add it, and it's $5 for this extra bonus. So I love that. I know, and look at the Highland cow. Hi Susie, congratulations on hitting your quick start, Susie. That's amazing, and I'm really happy for you. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you is in June 18th at 2 p.m. Mountain, which is 4 o'clock for us East Coast people, there is a craft class on Scenic Coast. This is the ordering number. You can add that right to your shopping cart, and it's $30. There's no product involved, but you get a video tutorial plus the PDF tutorials on their cards, and they have a little sneak peek, not much because they don't want to give it away, but this card here has a lot going on. They've got tearing, they've got this little netting, some starfish and other shells, and a sailboat. This one has the Scenic Coast burst with the lighthouse and a fence. This one, I don't really know, but they've got dots all over the paper. And then this one here looks like it uses a stamp set. So let me show you that paper really quickly. I absolutely adore the Scenic Coast stuff. Here's a card that we made in my last stamping class. I love it. And so that's the designer paper. So it used the Scenic Coast is the name of the designer paper, and the collection is also called Scenic Coast. So the paper has this beautiful holographic for sunset, stunning colors, and the back is nothing to forget. You know, those are great background cards. Look at this here. Isn't that great? And these are perfect for lakes and the ocean. So you don't have to just be on the coast to enjoy the Scenic Coast. You just have to be with somewhere where there's a beautiful sunset on some water. So stunning. I would have loved to see the lady paint these, because that is right up my alley with the colors and the sky and the water reflection. Oh, makes me want to get out my paints. All right, so that is the Scenic Coast paper. It's 167773, and it's $17 for 48 sheets. Hi, Cindy. I am so happy to see you. Hi, Debbie. And the bundle for Scenic Sunset Coast is this one here. So love these. Wherever this note finds you, I hope it finds you happy. Happy retirement. Congratulations. Oh, Becky, I was looking for the retirement. I knew I had another one. Becky came by and borrowed the Sunset Sailing, because that's got a happy retirement. And here are the dies. These are absolutely fantastic dies. Here's that sunburst, the lighthouse that I used here, the sailboat one. I used that one here on this little tag. So many possibilities. All right, so that is the Scenic Coast craft class, and I will be joining it. So if you're local to me, maybe we can do a little get together. We'll have to see how that would work out. I'm always happy to have people over. And then there's two new kits that just came out as well. One of them is called Washes of Gratitude. This is a non-stamping kit, and it has pre-die cut and pre-stamped sentiments. Because you can borrow this other one, Becky, if you need it. So that's really pretty. And then this one is called Shaded Petals. That is another new kit with some pretty florals. And that one is a stamping kit. However, the sentiments, there's no stamping. So they want you to use the spots with these daubers. So they're giving you 2 spots on this kit. But the sentiments are pre-printed. So that's really cool. So I'm not sure the price. I forgot to look that up on those. So, yeah, check them out in the kits collection. All right, let's see what we're working on tonight. We have this beautiful paper pumpkin. This was April 2026's Paper Pumpkin Kit, and oh my, ew. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber on my team or one of my customers, I do a collaborative, oops, hold on, I'm trying to get something and I turned my head away from the camera. I do a collaborative Paper Pumpkin craft along every month, usually the last Monday of the month, but we didn't get our kit in time this past month for the May kit, so we haven't had that class yet. We got to reschedule it. But so Debbie and I, what we do is we show you alternatives to make. And what's fun about that is you make one of each card just as it is. Then Debbie does 3 alternatives and I do 3 alternatives. And you still end up with a boatload of extra stuff. So this is an alternative that I made. It's just cutting the card bases and the envelope into strips and then adding the punched out doodad, and I added some linen thread. This is one of Debbie's cards. It's like a tuck. I added this trinket, and then that holds my card shut like that. Isn't that pretty? I love this little detail of the rope at the bottom and the birds at the top. Very, very beautiful. So this was a card base and we cut it down. So I'll show you that. Here's one of mine. This is a Z fold, but it gives you the optical illusion that it's all just one card by adding that strip to this side. You're a lifesaver. Thanks. And let's put these out like this. This is one of the kit cards. Isn't that beautiful? Just the way it is. But the thing about the alternatives is, see, I don't want to waste my printed background, or the back of the card, I mean. So this card came like that. So you know what Debbie and I did, right? Here's one from Debbie. This is a center flap card. Really nice. And another one from Debbie, she did this bridge card. So we use the circle piece. These are envelopes that we cut down. These are the die cuts that come in it. We added the twine and we embossed the bridge, and the bridge was a piece of Misty Moonlight and the card was Misty Moonlight too, and we put that on the back. So that's pretty. This is a card I made for a very special friend who may or may not be here tonight, who just got a bicycle to go biking with her grandson. I made this card for somebody special. I have to send this out, but I wanted to show you. These are just the Misty Moonlight pieces cut into, I think they're 1 1/8 inch squares, and then this was part of the die cut piece, and I see how I turned them so that some are going up and some are going that way, and then the bicycle was a cutout, and it looked like it was floating, so I added a little bit of pecan pie to ground it. So that's called a bookbinding fold. I made this one. This is one of those eclipse cards. This is the envelope, and I just stamped the linen background stamp on the envelope before I die cut my letters. And then I attached a card back base, so that from this one, just trimming it slightly. And then I ran that through the embossing folder. This is the fern one. And added my sentiment and my fish. So I've got a little birthday card. This one is one of those telescoping cards. And again, that's this piece here that I cut off the back and just mounted it on white. The white thick is perfect for when you're making alternatives, because all of the pieces always look really nice on white. Here's another of the kit cards. Isn't that great? I mean, they just add so much. And you got the wood plank. And then this one is one of Debbie's cards. No, this is a kit card. Sorry. You know how I can tell is it's got I left the back on. So these are great cards to make. So let me show you. So if you are interested in joining us for the Paper Pumpkin Craft Along and you're on my team or Debbie's team or one of our customers that subscribes, if you're on the team and you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. So, and so that means if you're a team member, hopefully you subscribed you purchase from yourself, which helps you with your sales and meeting your quarterly minimum. And then you can come along. And we record them all. So if you can't make it on the last Monday, you can go into the Facebook, it's a private Facebook page, and watch the recording. So let me show you what we did in our mystery stamping this week. We made this really cute gift bag, and this will fold down like that. So my friend Cindy, who's here, showed us, Debbie and me, how to make this card and this bag, sorry. And then I sell at a local shop up in the Lakes region, so these kind of bags are going to be perfect for the shop, because she wants lake themed cards or packaging or doodads or t-shirts and sweatshirts, everything. So mine is framed art and also gift bags. That's what I contribute, because it's like a consignment craft shop, I guess. So this is the one we made the other night. We're going to make another one tonight, but the card detail is a paper pumpkin card. So I wanted to show you that. So I took that one scene. Let me show you the kit here. This is a full kit. The only thing I did was start to punch it out. So you're going to get doodads, lots of doodads. And so you get 3 sheets of doodads. That's what one of them looks like. You get 3 Misty Moonlight layering pieces. This is what I cut up for those squares on that one card. You get 3 sheets of this. This is like a swinging signpost, and a big giant paper plate that you can add all sorts of good stuff to make a tag or a card. And then you get some sentiment strips pieces and some white sentiment blocks too. And then you get your card bases. So you have 1, 2, 3 of each one. So you get, see the potential? Now right away, this is 6 cards, not 3, because we're going to chop, chop, chop. And the same with this one. I mean, don't waste your nice wood planks. Cut it in half at least and save it for a time when you need like a subtle background, and this will work great. And then you have the blue Misty Moonlight striped cards, which I love this. All right, so we're going to take one of these, and let me just get a little bit better organized. We're not going to make any of the paper pumpkin cards, because I'm going to show you instead how to make the bag, but also how to make either a tag or a card for the bag. All right, so we're going to cut this one off. Let me do that. All right, and so that's going to set aside. So I had my piece. Now, I could, one of my cards that I made for my alternative with Debbie and gang on my YouTube was this one with the telescoping. But I thought, boy, you know, that's going to be kind of big on a bag. It's kind of like a gift bag and a card. So I thought to myself, well, let's cut it down and we're going to make this same size bag. And then I'm going to make a bigger one and show you how to do both. Okay. So with this, I cut it down. Actually, what I did was I laid out my pieces first to cut my telescope. And I just laid them out and then kind of measured, and that's how I got my size. So this measures 3 by, should be 4 5/8. Okay, all together. That was my piece cut off of here, and that gave me this little strip, which is great. That's going to be perfect on another card or a tag. Can you see what the Paper Pumpkin kit is on the website? Okay, so Susie's asking, can we see what the Paper Pumpkin is? We don't get to see, we don't know what is coming. Paper Pumpkin is a surprise every month. So we don't know. What they do is they give us hints. So we knew that this particular Paper Pumpkin was going to coordinate with the Waterside Retreat. And it does with the wood grain, the bicycles, this green plaid. So totally reproduces this, or goes with the kit. So that was a sneak peek that we had. Next time, from the sneak peek, it looks like it's going to be like 4th of July, fireworkies, could be New Year's, you know. So, we never know what it is. But you get a sneak peek, and then you have the option to pause a month. So, instead of getting 2 kits a month, I paused one of them because I only wanted one of those firework type kits. This kit, I ordered 3 kits and 4 refills because I love it. The refills are $14.50, I think, is what they are before our discount. How can you go wrong? And a full kit is $27. Maybe the refills are, I think that's right, $14.50. So only Paper Pumpkin subscribers can order a refill. So it keeps it so that you can't just get away with ordering the refill and not having a subscription. But you can buy a 1-month subscription to try it. You can buy a 3-month or a 6-month or a 12-month. So there's no discount to order multiples. Like what I'm trying to say is, there used to be, if you bought 6 months, you got 1 kit free. If you bought a 12-month, you got 2 kits free. Now it's the same price all the time, 6 times whatever it is. And I use textured notes, by the way, to make my little eclipse. So a regular card base is going to be too big. So I went into, honestly, my closet, because I knew I had this on the floor in the back. I knew where it was, so I'd never picked it up. It wasn't something I was stepping on. It's way back in my closet. And it's a note card. Want to know how old these are? This is a Whisper White note card set. Whisper White. It's been gone for a while. But it is the perfect size for my eclipse card. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach this down with some glue. You can skip a month. You have to skip before the 10th. So the 10th is always the deadline. They they ship out on the 11th. They charge a card and ship out. So if you buy a prepaid 1 month, it's always going to start on the month that you got your subscription. So you cannot skip your first month. So if you bought a 1 month and you bought it because you wanted to buy it, but then when you saw the sneak peeks, you said, boy, I don't know if I'm going to use it. There's no skipping that first month. So I love it, and I do the paper pumpkins with my mom. Hey, Mom, I hope you're watching. I hope Dad remembered to turn it on for you. And my mom and I enjoy doing the paper pumpkins together, definitely. Okay, so I'm just going to fit this one right in, like so. And then this piece, I did a double dimensional. See how I stacked them too high. And you're funny. Yeah, I'm so far behind on my birthday cards. I haven't even mailed my niece's card. She turned 13 in March. I make cards, but I can't seem to get them in the mail on time. And that's okay, because my family knows they might get a card 2 months late from me. And it's okay. So I have my little note card, and I can say, let's see what my choices are. You're a lifesaver, older, wiser, better. You are an inspiration. I like that one. I'm going to put that on my block, which I put right here. That looks like I didn't clean my stamp. And I am going to do it in Peaceful Pine, the paper that I'm using for the bag. Oh, it's actually not, it's not the green trim. It is, that's even perfect. It's going to be the wood plank. See, my chamois are dry. I can't clean my stamp. Hold on a minute. I have not been in here in, I think, 2.5 weeks. Okay. There, that looks better. I definitely had Misty Moonlight still on there. So I'm going to use Peaceful Pine because that's the spot that we got with this kit. And I'm trying to merge my Paper Pumpkin kit with the Waterside Retreat DSP. And let's see here. Maybe I will use this piece and put it like that. Yeah, I like that. There you go. These are the new magnetic ink pads. I love them. You don't get your fingers a mess or anything. I'm just going to snip this off as a rectangle. I am going to do it a little close to the edge. So because I don't have a whole lot of real estate. But I do want to get the lines straight, and that's pretty good. And see, I'm going to just fit that right on to that wood plank. Doesn't that look great? See how high up I go. I can go there. I kind of like it lower because this one's doubled and this one is a single. So I can just put a dimensional on there and it would be at the same height as that. So I'm going to use my minis that comes with the Paper Pumpkin kit. You get a block, you get a minis, you get tear and tape, and we got some pebble rocks on this kit. You are an inspiration can go really for anything. right? A birthday or a thank you. And let's put a couple rocks on just because we can, right? Let me see if I can find where I put them. Okay, my box was right here. How does that happen? I got the parents. Oh, there they are. I knew they didn't go far. So we got inside the kit, you get the sheet of the mini dimensionals. And also on this kit, we got some potato pebbles. That's what Debbie and I were calling them, potatoes. So let's put on a couple of potatoes. And down there. They do look like potatoes, don't they? It's kind of funny. Huh. I think my putty tip is... There we go. Oh, stubborn potatoes. Maybe they don't like being called a potato. There. I'm just going to do 2 because I got 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to be my tag card, and I have my envelope. And so this is what I do for my packaging for my bag. It's a card in a bag that I sell at the shop. I take these bags. These are what I use on my display board in my craft room for my in-person classes. So I'm going to put that in, and I keep it nice and neat, the card. So we'll go ahead and take this off. I get these at Clear Bags, is the website. There. Oops. Let's make sure that the tape, I press in the right place. I think they changed where the tape was, because I'm almost positive that it was at the top of the piece. See, isn't that dumb? Okay, well, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to Scotch tape it because I want to be able to put my business card in. And I also need to stamp the back of the card with the angel policy stamp, so I'll do that later. So let's just put a piece of Scotch tape on for now. Normally I don't fold these bags up quite so high so that fold up piece lands right where it is. But see, then it goes on my bag in the plastic, and the card is nice and everything looks grand. Okay, so now let's make the bag. I want to make 2 bags because I've got a second paper pumpkin card. I want to do the 2 sizes. So I'm going to show you the size we made the other night, and then I'm going to show you a larger one. All right, so we're going to do this one here, and so that's going to look really great. And get out my trimmer. I've got 2 sheets. What you need for this bag is 2 sheets of exactly the same. So I checked, my one was upside down, so I wanted to make sure that it wasn't. And I am going to cut this at 9 inches. Okay, and I'm going to rotate it and cut it at 9 inches again, so I have a square. Okay, save your pieces. All right, now I'm going to get my scoreboard out because I think it works a little faster. Okay, Becky saw my messy craft room today and just chuckled at me. All right, so you're going to score at 2. Let me double check my measurement here. just double check. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2.5 and 8.5. 2.5 and 8.5. You're going to do that to both pieces. 2.5 and 8.5. Rotate to the right and do 2.5. So that piece is going to be at your bottom. So that, and then I had this piece, my 2.5 is here. I rotate it to the right. That means your 1/2 inch is down at the bottom and score at 2.5. Okay. That is all that, that's all that scoring. Now we're going to trim. Let me burnish first so I can see where I'm going, because this paper is being tricksy, right? There we go. What I like about this design too is you don't have to worry about whether or not the inside piece is going to be upside down, because we don't fold it over like that. See how my buoys would be upside down? I'm going to leave it like that, and we're going to add support to it with designer series paper. I mean cardstock. This is designer series paper. So let me fold that. I love this size too. I love the 12 by 12, and I sell them at the shop. They sell for $10 for a gift bag with no gift inside, just the card attached to it and a little piece of tissue paper. And that they sell them for $10, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so now I'm going to cut on my score line up to that bottom flap. So I made a flap there, and I'm going to cut that one up too. Okay, and then I'm going to angle cut this piece off so that you create a little tab. And do the same thing at the top. So there's one part of my bag. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing. Everybody's talking about their messy craft rooms. I mean, seriously, who has a clean craft room? I don't think any of us do. All right, but it is all in, I know where everything is, so that's all I care about. If somebody else walked in and needed to find something, well, they're on their own. But what are they doing in my craft room anyways, right? Okay, so now I have my two pieces that look identical. I've got my 2.5 on the left and my 1/2 inch on the right on both bags. Don't turn them over, because you'll see we're going to just put them together like so. I say don't turn them over, I mean don't rotate your second sheet of designer paper. All right, so I'm going to rotate this so my 1/2 inch strip is at the bottom, just so I don't have to reach across. And I'm going to do 2 strips of sticky strip, or tear and tape. God, Whisper White, sticky strip. I am old. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to do the same over here. Same thing. Anne did something really neat on her bag at Mystery Stamping. She used one of the little cutout pieces as a decorative piece for her little doodad tag. I thought that was clever. Okay, So we've got our 1/2 inch flap done. I'm going to take off my tearing tape here. I overlapped it a little tiny bit, so I have to kind of get it started. Okay, so there it is there. Here's one. And then this one was overlapped, but it will lay back down. Peachy. So now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to fold that in like so. This is the inside of my bag. This, I'm going to match my top piece right at the top corner, right along that 1/2 inch edge. The 1/2 inch stays, you know, is inside the bag, which is perfect. And tearing tape and designer paper, you don't really get a chance to peel it off if you stick it incorrectly or anything. If you end up having an edge that is like way off, just go ahead and trim with your scissors. Don't try to peel off the designer paper. I mean the tearing tape, because you'll rip your paper. Cardstock, you can kind of get away with it sometimes. All right, let's get this piece off. It was a nice day here today too. I came home and played in my garden for a few minutes before I had to get ready for tonight, because I'm not ever ready except an hour before. No, actually I had this idea. I worked on it last night, and then I was like, oh, that's going to be perfect. But I didn't pre-cut my materials. I just had the idea. All right, so, okay, I'm going to match that up. You should be able to just close your bag. See, close your bag flat, and that lines up, and it did. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tape my piece down. So what I wanted to do is tape my reinforced piece on the inside before. It's not a big deal, I can still do it, but let me get some cardstock and we'll see what color we want. So my card has Peaceful Pine. We can use Peaceful Pine, or yeah, let's just use Peaceful Pine. We can use pecan pie too, or crumb cake, because here's my card. I got the green ribbon though. I think the green will look fine. Actually, let's see. Smoky slate might look nice with that, if I have that. Do I? I don't have any smoky slate, because I like to use the two-tone cardstock for that part. So, oh, I have gray granite. That's so blah. I don't want to do blah. All right, we're sticking with the green. And we can even make the handles. You can make the handles right out of the 12-inch strip that you cut off. If the back was interesting, I would do that. So let me show you one that I did that. This is the Floral Charm. So the inside is this pretty design, so I use the strips to make that handle. So, but I don't want buoys on my handle, and I don't want the same as that. So I'm going to go with Peaceful Pine. I really, really love this color. All right. And now I'm going to just, oh, I don't need a scoreboard. I need my trimming board. Oh! All right. I still have my on-stage stuff right on my spare bed that I never put away. Isn't that terrible? Okay, no judging. All right, so I need two 2-inch pieces. So that is, and they're 5 3/4. My bag is 6, so this is going to be just enough for the inside. On my next one, we will make sure we do it beforehand because that's a good tip. All right, and then I need a 2 3/8. 2, 3. This is for my bottom layer, and that's going to be 5 3/4 as well. And then I need 2 3/4-inch piece strips. And I'm going to use the 12 by 12. The other night I did 11, but I'm going to see what, because I wasn't sure if people had the 12 by 12 sheet. Not everybody has the two-tone cardstock. Okay, and this is an extra piece, so that's all good. Let me put this away. All right, so now this is going to be our handle. So we got to work on our handles too. And I just curled them up slightly with my bone folder to help them. And if we think this handle is too long, we can cut off an inch. All right, here's my bag. I really wish I hadn't done that, but we will make it work. So I like to make my handles curve to the inside. And so I'm going to put my sticky strip, and this is how I roll. If you guys need to measure, feel free to measure. I'm going to put sticky strip in an equal sign on both sides of my handle, both sides and top and bottom. I'll show you why in just one little second. Flip it over. What I love about these bags is if you don't attach the bottom piece, you can just store these flat until you need a gift bag. So for me, at the to sell at the shop, I can make a whole bunch of them and have them ready to go. I really need to like replenish. I gotta make a trip up there with these bags here. And I have some framed art. It's the lake that is nearby is Winnipesaukee and Winnisquam, but both of them, Winnipesaukee is our largest lake in New Hampshire, and it's nicknamed Winnie. So I want to do some framed art that has Lake Winnie. And I've got like my Adirondack chair, and I've got a boat stamp, so I can make some really fun framed art pieces. Okay, so I'm just burnishing those because it really helps the tear and tape to peel off. Okay, and you know what? While I'm here, before we do this, I'm going to just put my tear and tape on my other pieces too. These are right here. So, and not to be an overkill, but I did add 3 strips of tear and tape. It was easy to see what I'm doing, and I know 3 strips is gonna, this is the bag reinforcer, and it also helps hold the handle down. So don't be stingy. I could have gone with the lighter side of that green. That would have been good. I love to hang my clothes outside, and I have not had the opportunity to do it yet. It's kind of been, well, I've been busy on the weekends, and I don't like to leave them out, you know, till they get wet again. Kind of defeats the purpose. And so tomorrow I telework, and if I have the opportunity to get some laundry started, I might be able to throw them right on the line. All right, so I've got all my strips done. Let's put our handles on. And so I'm going to fold it so it looks like this, and that's going to go on the inside of my bag. And I am just eyeballing about 1 inch from the side, from my crease. And I'll show you a good tip on that. So I'm just eyeballing and putting it down to make sure I don't have any tear and tape showing on the top, or yeah, on the, from, like if you put this tape too high, you're going to have to use your adhesive eraser to get it off. So right about there. And then for this one, what I told the ladies the other night, see, if I hadn't put it together, then this would have fit right inside, and you can lay them right on top of each other. But I'm gonna have to like squish it instead. Anne actually had a washer and dryer set before she moved, and it was an old Kenmore, I think, very ancient, but a powerhouse. And my daughter's machine broke, so her washer and dryer is now up in Maine at my daughter's house. So I'm sorry that you have to get a new one. There's my handles. Those look pretty good. But like I said, it's a lot easier if you don't tape that second side down, but to put this stuff inside. So let's peel these off. Okay, and open my bag. It's kind of hard to, oops, you know what? I got this tear and tape to take off too. My handles are not going anywhere, people. So I know I asked this question at our mystery stamping, but do any of you guys make your own gift bags? Because it's so easy, especially for smaller gifts, you know, to make like the DSP ones that just kind of squish up and make a pouch. Oh, I almost got that crooked. Oh, it's so close to it. It's on. See, you don't get a double chance with designer paper. All right, so I'm just going to burnish that. So I got that part done. I'm almost done fighting with this, guys. And wait, on the next one, I will show you the shortcut, because I think it's worth seeing another bag put together, and I'll show you how to shortcut that method. My original bag, I'm sorry, Anne. I can tell Amy she's got to give it back. She'll fight you for it, though. She loves that thing. The original bag that Cindy showed, we did our handles a little bit differently, but I think that just using the two-tone 12-inch one layer works pretty well with this size bag. On the larger bag, we may want to double it, but I mean, it's a paper gift bag. If people are gonna put something heavy in it, well, they need to make sure they're holding it from the bottom, right? Okay, I got that one in straight. There we go. So now I have my bag reinforced inside. Doesn't that look cute? All right, so let's see. I'm going to pick a front and a back, and both sides look pretty good. This is going to get folded. This is my cheek. This is going to be my front, and these are going to tuck in, which means this piece right here is going to go in first. So I am going to take this last piece and tape that right inside there. And that way, this bag is completely ready to go. And I found it was hard to drop in this piece and get it to line up right. So I am going to... I also can't see my score lines either. Okay, so I got that off a little bit, but not, it doesn't matter. It's the inside bottom. So now this is going to get folded up. The tabs are going to get folded in, and then my front piece is going to cover it. And there's my bag. Pretty nice, huh? And then you can kind of finger squish the sides to make a small gusset, which helps it stand up. And then we got our little card thing. So let me get my ribbon, this Peaceful Pine ribbon. And what I love about this is I can just loop it around and go through my hole, my hanging hole here, and cut some off. I'm not gluing the card onto the bag so that they can open the card, fill it out, and put it inside. So that is awesome. People really enjoy the homemade cards. And I wish more people, I wish the post office would stop raising the price of stamps though. Okay, there's my little, and I'm going to leave these kind of long loopies. So there's my card in a bag. It looks pretty good with the Paper Pumpkin size card. And then I had my other one. This has a card made out of the banner dies, and I made it into a card by just not die cutting that top. So what do you think? This bag measures 6 by 6 by 2.5. Perfect size. But let me show you how to make the 12 by 12 version. Because I haven't been on for a while, you guys. I've missed you, and I need some crafting time with you. The work at my parents' house is not quite done, but it's so close. All right. So for my second one, I'm going to use the life jackets and the oars, because then I've got the oar doodad and the life jacket from my Paper Pumpkin. And I'm going to do another, I'm going to take a, where is my Paper Pumpkin kit? So I'm going to use my, I've got the oars here, and I've got a life jacket. So I definitely want to use those on my card. Whoops. Those on my card. And then I have this piece that I can make into a card, or I also have this one. I have this. I could do something like that with this on top, or this and this on top. That's too big. Okay, so something like that, I could put that, but I really want to use the Paper Pumpkin kit, so I'm going to save that for another one. All right, so let's see here. What was I going to use? I was going to use something. So I already used the one scene, the dock scene, so I can use the beach scene, which is this one. This is the full-size version. This one, oh, no, it is a full size. Okay. And I'm not going to use the cabin just yet. I think this one, but I also had something else in mind. Let me see here. Let me get one of my, see the old Whisper White note cards and envelopes. These are like too small. They're not too small to mail. You can mail these, but to me, it's a small card. But this gift bag card is a great way to show it off. All right, so let me see here. I had a piece of my, oh, I got it right here. So this Waterside Retreat comes with this picture too. I thought that would look really nice because see, it fits perfectly on my note card, where this one, I could still do it. I'd have to trim a little and then put my things like this on the side. What do you think? You like that one or this one? I like this one because it's New Hampshire-y with the mountains, the pine trees. And the lady at the place said absolutely no beach scenes because they're lake, not ocean. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this right on the line here. These little scene cards are so great to make quick and easy cards. So this is where I got the ice cream shop one for my bag the other night. Okay, so I have this. Looks like I've got a little bit showing still there. So let me take that off. And let me see if I got that about right for my card. Oh, yes. See, I don't have to put a sentiment on the outside. I could, though. Let me see. I don't know. I think I'll do a birthday one. Why not? The boat one. You got it, Deb. I didn't even see your comment. And we thought alike. Ha! It's scary sometimes, isn't it? These note card and envelopes are really economical too, because I think you get 20. Whoa, 20. I just pushed that. Hold on a minute. Let me not walk and chew gum. 20 of them for like $10. I think that's the way it used to be. Of course, the prices of everything went up. But the packages are still 20. The packages are of 20 note cards and envelopes. I love that. Okay. And let me see, where's my little Paper Pumpkin stamp set at? Let's see what they have. Happy birthday. I could do that. I really don't know if I want to stamp anything. I think I'm just going to leave it blank. Okay. And I've got my envelope here somewhere. All right, so I have my Paper Pumpkin envelope, just like that. And I turn the envelope so the flap is showing through the bag so that they know that I've included an envelope. And then I have these same bags, but this one's a horizontal. So that works out great. Now this one had the tape at the top. See how they changed that? I don't know. Maybe I got a defective batch. All right, so I have that. And let me add a piece of Scotch tape just because I can. Let me get the envelope flap on right. Oh, I am so looking forward to the weekend. Oops, I didn't even get that on straight there. So there's my card. Let's make the 12 by 12 bag. And we are going to use, let's see if I have any Misty Moonlight ribbon. I used to, because that would look really nice with this. Or Peaceable Pine. All right, so I've got my paper. This is going to be the outside of my bag. Doesn't that look nice with that? Or, I mean, I could do a stripe bag, but it's like, that does look nice, but I really wanted the life jackets. What do you think, guys? Help me out here, because I'm going to score. This is now 3, not 2.5. 3 and 9. Turn it, rotate it to the right, not the left, and do 3 inches. Is that the right size? Let me double check my bag here that I made. This is a 12-inch bag. Yes. Oh, I know what I just did wrong, you guys. Okay, let me take this page away and get a new one. I'll save that for the next one. I was like, why? You know, if I score it, I scored it 3 and 9, and it's supposed to be 3 and 11.5. I gotta find my paper so I can get another sheet of that. Where did that go? Luckily, I bought a whole bunch of this paper. I know I have 2 packages opened, but I don't know. Okay, so let me grab another buoy, and this time I'm going to pay attention because this is supposed to be all the tips and tricks, right? All right. Oops, wrong paper. Oh, I must be getting tired, making silly, silly mistakes. Life jackets, that's what I need. This paper has bicycles too, so it's kind of cool. All right, there we go. All right, let's try it again. Here we go. 12 by 12 erase. Just forget about what I said. And we're going to score. Cindy was probably laughing, saying, stop, you're scoring wrong. All right, 3 and 11.5. Did you guys tell me if I should do the stripes? And then I'm turning it to the right and I'm doing 3 along the bottom. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing. 3, 11.5, rotate to the right, and do 3. Wendy, hi! Thank you for coming on. If it wasn't for Wendy and Ann helping me at my parents' yard sale, and Becky gave me extra tables, I just don't know how I could have done it, guys. They were amazing. Okay, I'm going to use my trimmer on this one just because I'm having trouble seeing the score lines. So here's my bottom score line, and I'm going to cut 1/2 inch up to there. Oops, guess it helps if I'm in the camera. Let me push that up again a little bit. There. And then slide it over. And I'm going to put it on 3. Okay, you guys, you all want the stripes. So luckily, it doesn't matter which side I scored on, as long as you do them the same. All right, so I'm going to put this on 3. The stripes look classy, I know, but look at how cute the jackets look. But the life jackets might be kind of a, you know, they might pass that bag up because it's too busy. Who knows? All right, there we go. So that made that cutting easy. While I have my cutter out, let me grab some and now, so this stripe here, you know what? I kind of want to use Peaceful Pine again with all the blues. Yeah, I don't want to use Pool Party. There's too much of Pool Party on there. So let's just go with Peaceful Pine. It's that kind of a night tonight, guys. Peaceful Pine is the winner. All right, so I had this strip from earlier, and I have another strip from earlier. So let's see what we can do. And actually, I think I want to use cardstock on this one, not the two-tone. I'll show you why. Because I know you want to know why. Why would I do that? All right. So I've got my Peaceful Pine cardstock. Now that inside this bag is going to measure, let me do my scoring. It's going to measure 8.5 across. So a piece of cardstock is 8.5 across. So now, Debbie. All right, so I'm going to do a 2.5-inch strip this time. Remember before we did 2 for my inside pieces, and I'm going to rotate it and just slice a sliver off, and then I'm going to do 3 by 8.5. So see, I didn't have any waste on that. I'm just going to cut 1/4 inch. Oh, I need 2 3/4, not 3. So that, okay. So this is my bottom piece. These two are my side, are my reinforcers. All right, and then, all right, so we got that. We got my 2 pieces there. Now I still need a handle. And I am going to look, well, I can use my 2-tone for the handle. So that's what we're going to do. But what I'm going to do this time is I am going to double it. So I am going to cut it at 1.5 and score it at 3/4. Should should have scored it first. That would have made more sense, right? Okay, just like so. Make sure you don't use your cutting blade when you're trying to score. Ask me how I know. All right, let's do the scoring on this first this time, because that makes more sense. Score it at 3/4 and then move it over to 1.5. Go this way and cut. All right, these are my pieces. This is trash. All right, you guys, this is so exciting. Are you excited? I think it's exciting. All right, so here's my doubling. Yes, on a bigger bag, I just feel like they may try to put something a little heavier in. So I just want to double it to make sure. And I'm going to still use sticky strip or tear and tape. And I'm only going to do one piece there. And one piece. Oh, somebody's excited. This way, if you go back on to watch the mystery stamping, I forgot to start the recording. So now you can watch it over here how to build it. But we figured it out early in enough time to not have a catastrophe. Look at my trimming is off on that one. I bet that was the one that I didn't score first. That one is perfect. Look at that. All right, let's try to fix this, because I was not even straight on that. It's gonna be hard, people. It's gonna be hard. I have my piece of see, I want this on 3/4, so that's where that is. Oops. Post-it note. Hey. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for coming on. All right, so I've got this. I've got my handle. And that is all for my trimmer. So here we go, guys. Here we go. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I gotta crease all of my score lines. So I can see what I'm doing. It is hard to see these little suckers. Okay. Just making sure my corners kiss. All right, so there's one size, and then let's go ahead and do our, cut that part out. Can make little strip things with those. I gotta score this to be able to see what I'm doing. So even though the bag is bigger than the other one, your tab to adhere is still only going to be the 1/2 inch. All right, that looks good. Let's do the second one. And scoring. It would have been easier to score before I cut on the lines. That would have helped too, but I just am winging it. All right, I got my scoring done. One more side and then I'm really done. All right, and then I'm going to cut my little thing off. Wait till you see the difference in the size of the bags. Okay, yay. All right, I need to put some tear and tape here. Where's my end? There it is. Okay, and I'm still going to do 2 rows, even though they pretty much almost overlap. But that side seam is a stressor. That's where the gift bags you buy in the store always tear, is right at the side. And I know you can go to the dollar store and get a gift bag, and they're not bad either. They're very nice. But, you know, this shop that I sell the gift bags at is, it's a higher end shop in a higher end location. So I can actually, and you know, I saw these bags. Cindy helped us make them, showed us how to make them, and then so I was like, okay, I'll try to sell them, and I couldn't believe it when the lady said, yes, charge $10, and I'm like, okay. I sold all of them that I brought up. That's why I got to get up there and get more, and bring her more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take off this sticky strip, or tear and tape. I don't know why I keep saying sticky strip. Stuck in the past, people. All right. And then I'm going to lay that down like that. Take my other piece. I don't want to do it that way. Hold on a minute. I want to do it this way. So because I'm right-handed, I can see a little bit better this side. So I'm getting that right at the top. Stick that down. Get my fingers unstuck. And then carefully guide it down the side like so. Okay, now here's the part that I forgot the last time. Let's put in our reinforcers. So I have 2 skinny and 1 big. So let's go ahead. These are not the 2-tone, so I don't have to worry about which side. And I'm going to do, so the nice thing about the Paper Pumpkin kit is you get a roll of tear and tape. It's not a full roll, but it's, if you use the tape for, if you use your regular adhesive for taping the pieces on and save your tear and tape for your bags, you will have a good amount to start with. The other thing that's really nice about Paper Pumpkin is you can just make all 9 cards the way they are without making an alternative. There's nothing wrong with that. And then put them together in a gift set of 3, or use them to send out. I mean, it's just fun to make the alternatives. Although I have to say, I never ever made the alternatives. I just like to put them together the way the kit says, because I was finding that my Paper Pumpkin kits were just sitting on my shelf. So if you've got some that are sitting on the shelf, don't get bogged down with trying to do alternatives. Just make the cards, like the directions, get those cards ready to mail, and then get caught up that way. And then you can go back, and when you're caught up on your Paper Pumpkin, you can start using, making the alternatives. It's kind of like scrapbooking, you know, try to do what you can to get the photos in the book to get caught up, even if you're using, I use a blend of scrapbook pages and photo sleeves of just like the, on a 12 by 12, they would have 4 by 6, or, well, whatever they have. Yeah, 4 by 6, 3 4 by 6s, or 6. 3 rows of 2 photos that are 4 by 6. And that way I can still add a lot of pictures, but I don't feel like I have to scrap every time I want to throw a picture in a photo album, because I don't have time to do it that way. Okay. So I've got one handle. Yes, it's a take your pick tool, which is a 2-sided tool, and it has a putty tip on the end, or you can also change that out. It's got a pokey tool and a spatula. And to me, it was as a game changer as the scrubby pad, because I could never get my tearing tapes off. And I have the other pokey tool, which is nice, but I love the putty to get the gems. And that's the other thing with this bag, card in a bag, is I don't add a lot of embellishments on my cards, because they sell without it, so I don't have to. Okay, so let's see here. One side of the handle looks better than the other. Let me see here. So that looks good. That's not so good. So we want to, what do we want to do? We want to have that on the inside. Okay, just like that. Now, where's my fold line? There's that. Now, I'm not going to go an inch from the side. I am going to go in. This time I need my ruler. So here's my 8.5 inches right here. So if I went in 1.5 inches, that would be there and there. I think that looks good. So you remember, you're measuring the space from the score line. So I need to go to 7. Yes, I will change the tips out. Hold on 1 second. I'll show you how awesome this tool is. Okay, my hand, I just set my hand down in that tearing tape. Okay, so they just unlock, they twist, and there's the spatula. And some people use the spatula to pick up the tearing tape or the gems. I gotta clean mine off. Hope Stephanie's not on. She'd be like, clean that off. And then the putty, and you get 2 refills, or you get a refill when you buy it. So you get one that's already in and one. See how it's squeezing out now? So it's kind of like a tube of caulk where you have to release the pressure back to stop it from squeezing. All right. It's a game changer, and it's only $11, and it's really a one-time purchase, unless you go through that much putty that you need just the putty. Okay, so I'm at 1.5 on this side, and I'm not measuring how far down I'm going. It looks pretty good. So let me take this piece off. Because I burnished them, those are peeling off right away. Okay, so I already took my tape off there. Now I'm going to just lay this down. I just got to make sure I know where my crease is. Let me put my ruler back. That's where my crease is. So I know where my 8.5 inches are. I'm going to go close to the top, but not over. There. That looks about right. See how well that finishes it off on the inside, and it holds the tag. Now here's my cheat method. So this, now I'm going to, this is what I wanted to do to show you. Let me get this tearing tape off. Okay, and then let's set that aside. Let me get the, so I curved it with the bone folder to just get it to start. That's why I did that. I don't know if I said it when I was doing it. Okay, and I need this side. Okay, now let me show you the trick. A trick. We all need a trick. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. I am going to shut this. I'm going to put my handles right inside each other, okay? Don't let that sticky strip stick down, or tearing tape. Cheers. Okay, move that out of the way. Okay, don't do it like that. Hold on. What am I doing wrong? Making it way too hard. I must have shut it this way. I'm just going to wing it. Where's my ruler? Oh, I can do it with my ruler. I don't know why that. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't have the other half even attached. That's why. So if you're going to try to do the trick, well, first of all, you got to do it right. It's like a magic trick that went wrong. Oh, Susie, you're so nice. I love to share tips because I've been around for a while, and if it wasn't for tips, who knows if I would have stuck with it, because sometimes it can be frustrating if you don't have the shortcut method, like cutting 2 pieces of designer paper at the same time. Who knew you could do that? You can't do the cardstock that way. All right, let's do that. Putting it right up at the top. I can see my 8.5. I can see everything. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see. It's so much easier to do the handles before you do the bag. Let me just get this started. There we go. All right. And remember, you should be able to just shut it, but I want to make sure before it all sticks together that my top is lined up. I'm right-handed, so it's just easier for me to go this way. Oh, don't stick. Whew, that was a close one. That was a close one. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now we should be able to be good. There, and see, I can just shut my bag. I just didn't want to shut it and then have it not be lined up. I should have just gone with, if you measure correctly, it will work out. No stress. Look at that bag. Okay, so what's my front? My front is going to be this one. And that means this is my flap that comes up. This one is going to be out of the way. So this is the one that's going to get this piece. Okay. Yay, 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 you guys. Oh yeah, that definitely, Debbie, you're right. Score the whole sheet of cardstock so you have 2 cards scored before you cut it in half for your card base. When I score, that's what I do. I don't always score. Don't tell my class peeps that. Becky's the one that said, hey, aren't you scoring these for us anymore? And I'm like, no, I decided you could just fold them in half. Depends on which way you're folding the cardstock. Sometimes you need to score it. All right, there we go. This bag is almost done and I'm so excited. It's just like a card. You have that same 1/8 all the way around. Well, I did not get that straight at all, but I'm leaving it. All right, so then what I would do is, this is going to go in first. So what I would do is attach, and I'm going to do this now even, but I'm not going to peel it off. I'm just going to make a line. Okay, and then this one, because this is going to go in first so that you see the green on the bottom. This comes in like that, and then this is going to be fully taped. So I am going to do my 3 stripes just so my bottom is well adhered. But I'm not going to peel these off because I'm going to let this whole thing sit flat until I bring it up to the shop. Then I might sit out in the car and put the tear and tape on. All right, so I've got this is completely ready to go. You remember to fold that one in first. So then it looks like this. There's my bag. Isn't that a great size? It looks like a purse. And then I have my little card. And let me get the ribbon. Now I could have done a full-size card on here. Let me see if I have a horizontal one. Oh, that would be so, oh my God, that would be perfect. Yeah, isn't that great? But not for the shop. This is the shop. Focus, focus, focus. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and tie this around. And I like really big loopies. So I'm going to put one end in, and you can just tie the bow. So it's going around the handle, but so don't pull it so that you wrinkle your handle, okay? There. The paper is Waterside Retreat and the DSP. The Paper Pumpkin is Lakeside Retreat. Just trying to get a little bit more bow. There, look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys. Doesn't that look fantastic? All right, so let me show you the ones that we did tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me a little longer than usual. Let me get all my little pieces here. Okay, so we got the big, this one is the full 12 by 12. This makes a bag that's 8 8.5 by 9, okay, by 3. And then my second bag, oh, they're up here. My second bag is here. This one measures 6 by 6.5. And then that same size one with a tag on it instead of a card, which I got to put that in plastic so that nobody gets their hands all over it. And so those are 3 bags that I have ready to go for my shop. What do you think? And the paper pumpkin, the reason I got 4 refills is so that I can just use this, use the bikes, use this to make my tags, because they might not all be, they might be something similar to like a smaller tag. I've also done them with just a tag and not a card. That's what this one is. It's just for you, and my ribbon's coming apart here. Just for you. And then I actually used a glue dimensional to hold that one down. But that, so they don't all have cards, but I mean, if you were buying a gift bag, and you know, you might want to pick the one that has the card over the bag. So the strip would look good, cute with the bike on the bottom. That strip. The striped bag, like bicycle. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's what, you can't go wrong. So, and if I use a full card, I would make my 12 by 12 bags and just use the regular paper pumpkin cards, not make them as an alternative. So the regular cards from the kit is this one. I might not put older, wiser, better, but I might still leave it. Or I would change the sentiment and just say, for you, maybe. So that one is just a kit card. This one is a kit card. And this one's a kit card. So see, so on a 12 by 12 bag, I would use these full cards. And they're ready to go. They fit right in my sleeve. I've got an envelope already from the Paper Pumpkin kit. The envelopes looked like this. Isn't that pretty? So, yeah, I would do that. And that's what my intent was, is to make the cards like this and just use each one on the bag. I just wanted to show you how you can use the Waterside Retreat paper too, if you didn't have the Paper Pumpkin kit from this April. Okay, so any questions before I sign off? I really want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. Please give me a thumbs up. It really helps. And I made my goal of 600 subscribers. I'm up to 605, so now I'm headed for 700. I got a little ways to go, but you know, it will happen, just like the 600 happened. Let me come back and say bye to you. So thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. And I will be here Sunday morning doing my scrapbooking. And then hopefully I'm back on track my Sundays and Thursdays. So Sunday is June 7th, and it's at 10 o'clock. And for my people that come to my in-person card class, our next card class is June 13th and also June 27th. So hopefully you can make those classes. And in July, we will have a Christmas in July class, and I can't wait for that. I've got something super, super exciting planned. And I think I'm going to make Christmas cookies too in July, as long as it's not a hot, hot day. I think July might be hot, but we'll see. We'll see. Back to reality here. I just want to say thank you guys. I've missed you. I'm glad to be back. And Mom, if you're still watching, I will see you on Saturday. Okay? So take care, everybody.